seems like every week now, someone we grew up with has passed. It's all the ones you thought it would be. The wild ones.
Non-apologetic nonsense.
This dude, he had one of them situations where it seemed like he didn't want to live anymore, so he got in a confrontation with the police and just let them handle it for him. Wild. Now, this kid, I used to eat lunch with, okay? We would sit at the lunch table, and it was just me and him. I was just the nerd sitting alone, right? Because it was just me and him making fun of everyone like we were the cool kids. And then he quit coming, and then I go to sit down, and I'm like, how the hell did this happen? You know, it was a couple days later where I got kicked out of school, at least the high school anyways, you know. I can remember there was this kid and I was making fun of him in class. His name was Austin Luke. He was like a football player, jock kid, you know, real dork. On the way to lunch, he like elbows me into the wall, you know, and I didn't do anything about it. And I'm sitting there at my lunch table alone and like stewing. And I'm like, dude, man, I didn't even hit him. I didn't even do nothing, right? So at this point, I worked at Taco Tico. And I had like this custom like lockbox key. So it was like a steak, basically. It was probably about this long. And then it had big jagged. I mean, it worked just like a key, but it wasn't a key. But I kept it on my keychain. So he goes and sits down, and I'm sitting there just stewing. You know, this is like 16-year-old me. And I'm like, you know what? Screw it. This is where I take a stand. I go over to the dude's table, and I slam his head down. And then I put that little shard in between my fingers and just start stabbing this kid, right? I mean, neck, shoulders, head, cheek, anywhere I could pierce him at, right? Before I know it, it winds up getting broken up. And this once loud and alive cafeteria of 200 people was now dead silent. I'm standing there, I'm covered in blood, he's covered in blood, and they're trying to figure out how to get this kid paramedics so he sees tomorrow, you know?
Right.
They start leading me to the principal's office.
Of course.
They lock me in a room in the principal's office. Next thing, I thought I was just going to get suspended. I was such a like dumb kid. Next thing I know, the PD comes in, and they cuffed me up, and they wanted to do like a scared straight thing. So they waited until it was in between classes when the hallways were hustling and bustling, you know?
Scared straight. For sure what you did was attempted murder.
So they cuffed me up in between classes, and they're walking me through like 4 officers, like pushing people out of the way, you know, taking me through. And I can remember there's this one kid, Josh. He comes out of... He's dead too. See, I'm saying you can predict this stuff almost. I'm just a lucky one to be sitting here playing with mixing boards and stuff. But so I'm cuffed up. He comes out of one of the classrooms. He goes, "Hey, Travis, what's up?" And I'm just, you know, fuck you, dude. And so they take me out to the station. I get arrested, booked, all this. We had a meeting the next day. Since he was a minor, his parents were deciding, you know, what charges they wanted to press or whatever. So it was 2 attorneys, the principal, his parents, and my parents. And my parents had already briefed me. They're just like, you're fucked. You know what I mean? Like, you really fucked up this time. You're going to be charged as an adult. This is going to be real deal. So we sit down, and I can remember the guy's dad was like a doctor or lawyer or something. And the school was pressing them. They're like, you want to press charges, right? And he's like, you know what? My kid's kind of a shitbag. So even though he needed medical treatment, I'm sure he deserved every bit of it he got from this fine young man. And I got like cornrows at the time. And, you know, so the school fought with him. Like, no, you need to press charges. You need to. And they're like, no, we're not pursuing anything. So I winded up getting like community service or something and then kicked out of high school into the alternative school. But every one of these kids I ran with in that time, like I can remember hearing the dude who introduced me to Brother Lynch Hunt. You know, he saw I was all into like, you know, underground music. So he's like, you know, Isham, you know, Brother Lynch Hunt and da-da-da. And he was the same way. He just flat out overdosed recently, you know. So it's almost like I'm the only dirtbag who isn't in the dirt. You know what I mean? From like that time. But like when you were super young, because you're a couple years younger than me, Did you get arrested as a child, or was like your child? Did you just like skate free and just get into trouble as an adult?
Spent quite a bit of time in juvenile hall.
Did you ever get arrested in school?
I don't think I got arrested in school. I don't think.
Did you go to school?
Sometimes.
What did you get arrested for as a minor, like as a little Tommy boy?
I was at Walmart with my mom, and I wanted something. She wouldn't buy it. I was like a Nutty Bars and Hershey Kisses. I did this thing before. I'd like grab a bag of chips and just walk around, eat it, and just walk out with it and get away with that.
Yeah.
Well, this time I didn't, and that's what I got popped for was Hershey Bars or Nutty Bars and Hershey Kisses. I got arrested for that, banned from Walmart. I think I had weed on me too. So that was
think you
another charge.
kind of misunderstood the question because I'm telling you about me stabbing a dude repeatedly in the head, and you're
I
talking
kind of
about
went in a different direction.
stealing candy bars. Like, did you get in any real trouble? Not.
Yeah, quite a bit of possession charges. There was this one time. Me and another buddy, we were out the house in Oronogo, and we were fucking out there in the dark, in the rain. This is a highway in front of our house, not too far from here, actually.
Yeah.
We were in the trees with BB guns, popping cars that drove by.
He's a cheeky one.
So you were firing at cars as they drove by.
Yeah.
Did you actually shoot any, or was it just like?
Yes, that's what I got arrested for.
So you guys are messed up. You're firing at vehicles. Boom, you hit one. What happens? How do the police, like, what goes down?
Well, we go inside afterwards, and he's in there playing PlayStation. I'm getting ready to get in the shower.
So you guys knew you hit the vehicle.
Yeah.
So you knew he knew, and you were just like, screw it. We go inside, and the rest of the night will be chill.
Yeah, well, we thought we were pretty hidden because we were like in the trees.
Oh, you
and
thought
it's
they
dark.
didn't know it was you.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm with you.
So we waited till the car got away and got inside. But
So you
anyway,
guys are
cops
playing
show up.
Twisted Metal 3, and the police show up.
Yeah, something like that. Fucking let them in and everything. They're like, "Did you do this?" We're like, "No." I forgot to hide my gun. So it was just sitting there wet, covered in rain.
So he's trying to ask you basic questions. Maybe he doesn't even know that you were the one. And he looks over and goes, gun?
There's the evidence.
Now, what is the charge for that? Like, because it was a BB gun, is it
Well,
damage to property, or is it something serious?
And I didn't get all this is what he was listening to me on the way to jail. So here's the situation. The car that I hit, or one of us hit, went through the front passenger window,
Okay.
shattered it.
Oh.
Well, there's a kid in the back seat. Yep. So when he's taking me to jail, he's listening, assault with a weapon, assaulting a child with a weapon,
Child
just the list. I'm
endangerment.
like, I'm never getting out of here.
And
They
you
held
were-
me for 24 hours and let me go.
And you were how old at this time?
Oh, at least 17, because they took me to county.
Oh, so they easily could have bumped you up to big boy charges.
Yeah.
But they effectively winded up dropping most, if not
Yeah.
all, but one.
Like I
maybe.
said, they kept me on a 24-hour hold and let me go. And then they had, was it tampering with a motor vehicle charge?
All right, yeah, that's not bad because I don't even think I faced a charge in
think-
mine.
Got a lawyer and like got him dropped down to, there was 3 Class C felonies total. Got them all dropped down to misdemeanors. So
Here's a
lucky there.
here's a funny thing though. Before that, like before I cut that dude, like a lot of people would mess with me, and I was the type I didn't really back down, but I also didn't really know how to fight, so I'd get whooped up on a lot, you know. After that, and another instance thing that happened, it just stopped. You know what I mean? So, if anybody's getting picked on, you just got to be violent, but you got to word that right, I guess.
Public service announcement by Travis.
How do we say this? If you're getting picked on at school and no one's helping you and you don't know what to do, fight back, be violent without guns. Is that good?
Yeah, just stick them.
I'm lucky I didn't just get that dude in the temple or something, you know? Because like I can remember I was wearing, I don't remember what kind of jersey it was, but it was like a button-up jersey, and like it was blue, like a baby blue, and it was just like red. You know what I mean? Like it was just like forever stained. So for a long time I had that jersey, and I like hunted up and put it on my wall, and I thought I was just bad to the bone. But yeah, it's just it's crazy. I mean, there's the guy, like I say, the OD guy, another OD guy, a guy selling dope, guy who's doing more or less life because he hurt someone robbing, the other dude who had the police basically take him down. And it's probably just endless people like that. But it is weird that if you took like my graduating class and had them pick from the yearbook, like who would be these people, it would be the same ones that they picked out, and it wouldn't really be missing one, except they probably have me on that list. And I am still alive, so joke is on you. Well, today ain't over yet anyways.
Non-apologetic nonsense.